Multiple safes broken, drawers ripped, closets ransacked, boxes destroyed.
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They're going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
In a bombshell revelation, the FBI reportedly uncovered a staggering $420 million scam linked to Floyd Money Mayweather. During a raid on his Las Vegas mansion, agents discovered evidence of massive financial manipulation, fraudulent investments, and suspicious overseas accounts, shaking the core of the retired boxing legend's lavish empire. What propelled the scandal into the spotlight was ESPN's most outspoken personality, Stephen A. Smith, whose fiery, unfiltered reaction struck a chord with viewers, echoing the shock and disbelief felt by the public across the nation.
I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. This is sports cars. This is sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
Federal agents raided Mayweather's multi-million-dollar Las Vegas mansion amid a sweeping investigation into a complex financial scheme. Reports revealed ties to shell companies, cryptocurrency laundering, and fake investment ventures, allegedly connected to members of Mayweather's close inner circle.
Hey, what's up everybody? So check it out, this morning I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard.
According to insiders, the FBI seized dozens of electronic devices, financial records, offshore banking documents, and encrypted ledgers. The investigation centers around an estimated $420 million linked to suspected large-scale financial fraud.
My lifestyle, showing people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Mayweather has long flaunted his lavish money team lifestyle, private jets, Bugattis, diamond chains, and vaults of cash. However, federal agents now suspect that part of his fortune may have been built or sustained through illegal activities. Disturbingly, some documents indicate that Mayweather may have either knowingly invested in or unknowingly served as the public face for fraudulent investment schemes. These scams allegedly defrauded thousands of individuals, particularly in overseas markets, raising serious questions about the true source and integrity of the boxing icon's immense wealth.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million?
You're the first to see it. That's insane. That 1.8 is high. Ooh. 18 life.
That happy birthday, champ. That's how we doing.
That is sick, dude.
You gotta show them what it's saying.
Money green.
No, hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece. What's it called?
One of one.
Money team. Can we see it on him? Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
Stephen A. Smith has witnessed Floyd Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle up close, from his sprawling mansion and fleet of luxury cars to his private jet. Well acquainted with Mayweather's financial success, Smith has seen firsthand the rewards of the boxer's hard work and discipline. This exposure provides him with a rare insight into the empire Mayweather has built, offering a unique perspective on the athlete's business acumen, money management skills, and the strategic decisions that helped shape one of the most lucrative careers in sport history.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm gonna embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What adds weight to Stephen A. Smith's passionate response is his personal experience visiting Floyd Mayweather's mansion. In past interviews and podcasts, Smith described the home as a monument to success, a powerful testament to what one man can achieve through talent, discipline, and masterful personal branding.
Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me
Yes.
are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3-1.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
After retiring, Mayweather entered a new phase of his career. Exhibition matches that appeared driven more by profit than legacy. His bout with YouTube return boxer Logan Paul was a prime example. Stephen A. Smith openly criticized the fight, arguing it lacked competitive value and tarnished Mayweather's legacy. For a man who once dominated the sport, stepping into the ring with an improving opponent seemed less about competition and more about cash. To Smith, it wasn't greatness on display. It was a blatant money grab.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
When Floyd Mayweather was questioned about Logan Paul's accusations of unpaid earnings during an appearance on the Pivot podcast, he appeared to deflect the issue. Mayweather downplayed the controversy, insisting he liked YouTube and suggesting the payment was merely delayed, saying, "Money takes time to come through." His response came off as evasive, sidestepping the core of the accusation. Rather than addressing the claim directly, Mayweather framed it as a minor delay, attempting to minimize the seriousness of what many viewed as a refusal to pay what was owed.
Oh, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube, because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when the tables turn. Look how many years they've been owing us money. Well, we don't never trip. So now when the tables turn, they say, "Oh, you owe us something." Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Recent reports have raised serious doubts about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s claims of owning a $42 million portfolio consisting of 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Despite his public statements and social media posts asserting full ownership, investigations suggest a different story. In an Instagram video, Mayweather confidently declared, "All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners." However, property records reviewed by Business Insider reveal that the ownership of these buildings has not changed, casting suspicion on the accuracy of his claims.
Guess what? You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand, as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Mayweather Jr. recently responded to rumors claiming his $42 million real estate investment caused financial issues. He firmly stated that he independently purchased 62 buildings in Manhattan, emphasizing, "I use my own money and no one else is involved."
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and it is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright." In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying, like, that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
Property records reviewed by Business Insider suggest that Mayweather may only own a minority stake in the 62 Manhattan buildings he claims to have purchased, with options for future expansion. This discrepancy has raised questions about the accuracy of his statements and whether he's withholding details about the deal or was misled. Mayweather Jr., celebrated as the highest-paid boxer in history, amassed considerable wealth through his undefeated career and strategic self-promotion. After retiring in 2017, he continued to live a lavish lifestyle, acquiring luxury properties and high-end items. However, reports have surfaced about significant financial challenges, including a $22.2 million debt to the IRS for unpaid taxes dating back to 2015. This financial strain reportedly played a key role in his decision to return to the ring for high-profile exhibition matches.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest-earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly expressed discomfort with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s post-retirement exhibition matches. While he justified the McGregor fight due to McGregor's combat sports background, Smith criticized later bouts against less formidable opponents. He argued these seemingly easy paydays risked tarnishing Mayweather's hard-earned legacy.
The third having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But
in a candid interview, Stephen A. Smith directly questioned Mayweather about his priorities, asking if he valued his legacy over financial gain. Mayweather's responses, often emphasizing his business acumen and revenue generation, led Smith and others to perceive a shift from preserving his legacy to prioritizing wealth.
Is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
Adding fuel to the controversy, former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen revealed an uncomfortable truth about the Mayweather versus McGregor fight. He claimed the fight wasn't as financially successful as it seemed, pointing out that many of the empty seats were filled with people dressed to create the illusion of a sold-out crowd. Having covered the event live, Sonnen called out the deceptive tactics used by Mayweather's PR team to manipulate public perception.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
The main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
What's fear? It's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you, professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
In an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mayweather was asked whether he valued his legacy or money more. Known for his money persona, Mayweather admitted earning over $800 million during his career, but emphasized that his primary focus had always been on securing wealth, not legacy.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box when he said he's retired, why? Why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion. Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that They are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches enhance or tarnish his legacy? Is prioritizing financial gain over competitive challenges justifiable for a retired champion? Share your thoughts in the comments below.